Tuesday, January 16th, 2024 meeting of the Bolton Conservation Commission. And pursuant to the amendment of Bill H-3548 and Governor Healy signing such amendment into law in March 2023, expressing certain provisions of the open meeting law, this public meeting of the Town of Bolton Conservation Commission is being conducted via remote participation. No in-person attendance of members of the public will be permitted, but the public can access this meeting while in progress by Zoom Video Communications, Inc. Members of the public attending this meeting virtually will be allowed to make comments if they wish to do so during the portion of the hearing designated for public comment by telephone, cell phone, or personal computer using Zoom. We ask guidelines to use the chat or raise hand function if you want to be addressed by the board. Everybody is going to actually remain on mute until they are addressed by the board. And we ask all participants to display their first and last names. All of that said, by tradition, we will start with a roll call of present members. I am Brian Barabee.
Paul Brandwold.
Lori Stevenson.
Excellent. All right. And first up this evening, the Bolton Conservation Commission will now continue the public hearing under Mass General Law, Chapter 131, Section 40, and the Bolton Bylaw, Chapter 233, to discuss the notice of intent for 137 Green Road. Proposed replacement of an existing deteriorating culvert underneath a common driveway. And it looks like we have Greg Roy here tonight. Just for Lori's sake, and for all of our loyal people watching at home, to let everyone know, we did have a site visit for this particular project. We did go out. It definitely needs to be repaired. We had agreed with basically what the banks were, what the limit of work was. We could see it definitely needed to be replaced. We were kind of happy with the standards they were going with and replacing them with, because it's more up to what we would like to see nowadays. And we were waiting to hear back from DEP for their comments. They did have a few comments. I appreciate it. I see Greg Roy's here tonight. Greg did address all of their comments in a letter. I was happy with the answers he gave. I saw the reseeding, what was it, New England wetland seed mix to reseed the sites to kind of try to help spur that growth is the one additional thing I kind of saw coming out of that. But again, I appreciated your comments that you weren't really, it was basically everything's existing within the current footprint. So that said, I think I'm quite comfortable with the project the way it stands right now, but are there any questions from either Lori or Paul?
No, it looks good to me.
I'm good.
Okay. And Lauren, I didn't see anything from Rebecca on this one. It looks like everybody is comfortable with it. Are there any members of the public here tonight to comment on this particular hearing? And not seeing it. Hold on one second. All right. In that case, I'd like to make a motion that we close the public hearing for 137 Green Road. Do I hear a second for closing?
Second.
All those in favor, starting with Paul?
Aye.
Lori?
Aye.
And Lauren, I'm an aye as well.
Thank you.
Second. Green Road. Sorry. All right. So in that case, I'd like to make a motion that we issue an order of conditions for 137 Green Road as drafted and submitted at this evening's meeting, with the following additional condition that a New England wetland seed mix be added to help spur regrowth along the banks of the area after completion of construction. Do I hear a second for that?
Second.
All right. All those in favor, starting with Paul?
Aye.
Lori?
Aye.
And Lauren, I'm an aye as well.
Well, that had to have been the easiest meeting I've ever done. So thank you very much, everybody. Appreciate it.
No, I was gonna say, I appreciate your letter, Greg. They didn't really have too much to say DEP, but I think you
Yeah.
addressed it pretty well, and it helped that we were already been out there.
Awesome. Thanks a lot.
All right, you have a good night.
Okay, you too.
Yeah, right. Well, I guess that was the only one we actually had specific time for. We can kind of go in any order now. So I would say that said, just following down the agenda, it looks like next up for us is a discussion regarding the request for a certificate of compliance for 231 Sugar Road. I'm sorry, flipping through, pulling up my notes. It looks like we able to, I know I wasn't able to attend the site visit. Lauren, do you know, was Jim able to get out there?
Yep, so Jim did a site visit, I think last week. He
Okay.
mentioned that there was some snow on the ground, but it looks like grass was growing in areas that were impacted by the garage addition. And the applicant, who's not present tonight, Ben Dowds, we were anticipating the snowstorm, so he did provide some photos from the day before, and I can pull those up on the screen.
Please, that would be great.
And this is Sugar Road. Okay.
Correct.
All right, 1 minute. Okay, can you see this?
Let's see. Yes.
Okay. So I'll just scroll down through each photo here.
Yeah, it looks like it.
And that's the last of it.
All right. Did Jim have any comments other than, obviously some was snowed over, but
No, he just said that it looks like even with the snow, he could see that there was grass growing in the areas that were originally impacted by the addition.
okay. And I'm just curious, did Rebecca have any comments on this one?
Let me take a look.
Let's see. I have her agenda.
What she said was the commission was to consider a vote to issue the certificate of compliance following the site visit. If not in compliance, just specify any outstanding items.
Gotcha.
So no additional notes.
Okay. All right. In that case, I'll put it out there to Paul and Lori. Any comments, questions, or thoughts? Any reason why you think we wouldn't issue a certificate of compliance for Sugar Road here?
Nope, no comments.
All right. Any members of the public here tonight to comment on this particular hearing? Again, not seeing any. In that case, I'd like to make a motion that we issue a certificate of compliance for 231 Sugar Road, DEP file number 112-698. Do I hear a second for issuing?
Second.
All right. All those in favor, starting with Paul.
Aye.
Lori.
Aye.
Lauren, I'm an aye as well.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Looks like next up this evening is another request, but in this case for a partial certificate of compliance for 77 Teal Road, DEP file number 102-202. 112-202. Lauren, do we have an update on this? I'm looking through. It looks like Rebecca had gone out there, and I'm looking at her site visit comments.
Yep. And we actually have, it looks like Thomas Bucciero is present. He is the applicant for the certificate of compliance. Rebecca did a site visit today. I'm just going to pull up her notes here.
Excellent.
She said, commissions to consider a partial certificate of compliance with ongoing conditions as noted in her site visit notes, unless substantial concerns or questions exist from commission members. I'm just gonna pull up.
Yeah, I'm looking through her site visit report now.
Yeah,
And
I don't know if that's something that
ongoing conditions
we
regarding
should
maintenance.
share. Is this something that I can pull up on a share screen or?
Please, if you're able to.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, I saw her notes, and yeah. So it's basically.
So there was. Oh,
go ahead. Well, I was going to say, so we're basically trying to issue a partial certificate of compliance, excluding basically ongoing maintenance conditions for the remaining portions of the shared driveway. Is that? I'm just trying to think of the official wording that needs to be there for us to issue in this manner.
So this is one of two lots, and that's why it's a partial order of conditions. This is for lot number 9, and I believe the other one was for lot 8. So this would not be for lot 8. It would only be for lot 9.
Okay.
And I don't know, when she says regarding maintenance, I'm not exactly sure what she is defining as maintenance in this case.
Say usually with any of the shared driveways that's part of it is just routine maintenance, so it doesn't degrade basically down into if it's crossing a resource area or something like that, which I'm assuming this one is. It's basically making sure it doesn't degrade and that it's actually kept up.
Okay.
All right. So, but this was all right. So in theory, because it seems like she was fine that the work was completed, especially on that lot 9, and she had no issues with issuing the partial, which I have no issues with issuing the partial. I can ask quickly, Paul or Lori, any comments, questions, thoughts? No.
No.
Okay. Any members of the public here tonight to comment on this particular hearing? And again, not seeing any. Okay. In that case, I'd like to make a motion. Get my wording right. I'd like to make a motion that we issue a partial certificate of compliance for 77 Teal Road, specifically lot number 9. And sorry, specifically lot number 9, with the with ongoing conditions remaining, considering both lot number 8 and the ongoing maintenance of the shared driveway. Does that somewhat cover it, Lauren, or just do you think that covers it correctly?
That sounds right to me. I think that sounds fine.
All right, excellent. In that case, do I hear a second for issuing said partial certificate of compliance?
Second.
All right. All those in favor, starting with Paul?
Aye.
Lori?
Aye.
And Lauren, I'm an aye as well.
And Tom, I think you're on the call right now. I can follow up with you tomorrow with an email, and we should be issuing that as soon as we get all of the signatures from the commission members. So you should be seeing that within the next 21 days.
Very good. Thanks for taking the hearing and for the positive vote.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Good night.
Night.
Okay. So it looks like next up we had on the agenda, sorry, I am just not having a good night technology-wise. I do apologize. Looks like next up on the agenda, we had the updates on our enforcement orders. No updates on either of them. East End Road, we're basically waiting for a spring review / site visit. No update on Century Mill Road or Century Mill Estates. Again, when and if we ever hear anything, I will pass that along. Can I ask real quickly, did commission members present, well, did Paul, did you have a chance to review the minutes for our January 2nd, 2024 meeting? If so, any changes, corrections? If not, do you need any more time to read through them?
No, I did read them and they look fine.
Okay. In that case, I'm going to make a motion that we approve the minutes for our January 2nd, 2024 meeting as drafted and submitted at this evening's meeting. Do I hear a second for minute approval?
Second.
All those in favor, starting with Paul,
Aye.
Lori,
Aye.
and Lauren, I'm an aye as well.
Thank you.
All right. And then next up is just the wetland bylaw regulation revision articles. This I know we need to finish up soon. Trying to see. I don't know if you're able to bring them up, Lauren. I'm trying to think what
I
we
can.
still have not basically checked off on it.
Yep. So Rebecca, when she got back this past week, and she went through and kind of put notes for each remaining item.
Yep.
And what she mentioned is that that we can go through and take a vote on each of those revisions, and then once so it's discuss and vote to accept all revisions as amended and authorize submittal to town council for review. So basically, it would just be voting to move this forward to town council, and then they could come back and if they have any changes that they suggest making.
Okay.
Now, I know that Jim is not here tonight, so I don't know if that's something he should be a part of as well. But I know that we have, let's see. So we have the 6th and the 20th for the next meetings.
Yep.
The final draft needs to be submitted by the 26th.
Okay.
So I'm thinking we probably have one more meeting to
Okay.
finalize these before sending them to town council.
I think that would, yeah. And, you know, I hate to push it back, but again, Jim has actually read through them recently, which is great. And Lori, I don't know if you've had a chance to look through them recently.
I have not even had a chance to look at them, so I would be
Okay.
more comfortable if he actually looked at it.
Okay. So I think Lauren, our best bet's probably just to wait until the 6th at this point.
Okay.
But
I don't know if you want me to pull them up at all, if you want to go through them, just.
No, you know, your best bet, if you can think of it after the meeting, is if you can forward them to us.
Okay.
The most recent ones, I know it was in the meeting packet, but just to keep putting it in front of everybody's eyes, and this way, Lori, if you have a chance to look through them, that would be great. And we'll be kind of hopefully ready to go next meeting, because I know the next meeting will kind of be the drop dead. We need to approve and send these along.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep. I can make sure that I send them to you all again tomorrow.
Excellent. In that case, I know our volunteer land steward position is still available. I know we still have 3 members of the Conservation Commission. For all the lovely people out there who are looking to volunteer in the new year and get more involved in their communities, we would love to have you. All of our regular trail stewardship projects are ongoing. And I don't think there are any other updates. Lauren, is there anything I'm missing?
We'll just take a quick look to see if there's more updates. Don't think there is. I don't have anything else.
All right. Wow. I did not think we could beat last week's last meeting's record, but we're actually trying. So that said, commission members, does anybody have any new business or anything else they would like to discuss that we have not brought up yet this evening?
No.
All right. In that case, I would like to make a motion that we hereby adjourn the Tuesday, January 16th, 2024 meeting of the Bolton Conservation Commission. Do I hear a second for adjourning?
Second.
All those in favor, starting with Paul,
Aye.
Lori,
Aye.
And Lauren, I'm an I as well.
All right, great. Thank you.
No, thank you. Lori, always a pleasure to talk to you.
Thanks.
Hey, look at this. Half an hour meetings. This is twice
This
this
is-
year we've done this.
You know, I did read the minutes from last week and the last meeting. I'm like, really, half an hour? So
Yep.
I'm impressed.
Turning over a new
It
leaf.
beats the midnight ones that I used to have when I first started.
Oh my God, I could not do those again. I would be long gone again. All right. Well, wonderful to talk to all of you. And we will see you in 2 weeks' time.
Actually,
We-
just want to mention, this is a long month, so it'll be in 3 weeks.
I'll talk to you all in 3 weeks' time, if not before.
All right.
All
Sounds
right.
good.
I'll get my
Thanks.
recorder, my camera going by the next time, hopefully.
Have a good night, everybody.
All right.
Night.
Good night.
Bye.